Yes, it's Todd Tanner for Black Wrestling News. As I told you that I'll be covering a lot of events that's not specifically related to professional wrestling on this channel as well. So we're going to have to talk about this one today. We're live, and according to the Washington Post, an arrest warrant has been issued for Jay Morant's associate, Devontae Pack, in an assault case. So let's unpack this today and find out exactly what happened, what went down. Before I start this, what is it with the athletes? You're making millions upon millions of dollars. You're engaged in an excellent, privileged organization, the NBA. But the majority of you all, for some reason, you like to stay in a lot of trouble. Why? Why would you jeopardize your livelihood? Why would you jeopardize your career? Why would you even surround yourself with people who put you in compromising situations where you don't belong? So let's get down to it tonight. Down to it today. According to the Washington Post, Tennessee authorities issued an arrest warrant for Devontae Pack, the longtime friend of Memphis Grizzlies superstar Ja Morant, for punching a teenager at Morant's mansion last year, signaling a sudden reversal in the handling of a case that previously appeared closed with no charges. Online records indicate the warrant listing, quote, assault bodily harm, close quote. As the charge was issued Monday, Morant and Pack admitted to punching Joshua Holloway, a high school basketball player, during a pickup game on Morant's court last July. After Holloway went to police, Morant claimed self-defense, telling the Shelby County Sheriff's Office that the 17-year-old had used a basketball as a weapon by checking it hard at his face. Pack advanced no such defense. But the Washington Post reported in April that police still virtually ignored Pack's role in the altercation. Police cited affidavits given to them by Morant's attorneys in which Pack was not named, but instead referred to only as, quote, another participant, close quote, and detectives told Morant that he didn't have to share with them the name of the second man who punched the teen. In October, prosecutors declined to charge Morant, writing that there was, quote, not sufficient admissible evidence, close quote, and did not refer to Pack at all. The Post previously reported that the case appeared to be reopened in recent months. Pack's attorneys, who also represent Morant, did not immediately respond to a request for comment Monday. The Shelby County District Attorney's Office confirmed that their warrant for Pack's arrest had been issued, writing that it, quote, will proceed to prosecute this case as we would any simple assault, in caps, capital S, capital A, close quote. Holloway's attorneys, Rebecca Alderman and Leslie Baldwin, said in a statement that there had been, quote, an attempt to cover up the truth of what happened last July, close quote. Pack and Morant's lawyers provided affidavits that were misleading and false in parts. Today, a warrant was issued for Pack based on information not originally provided to police and prosecutors. Holloway has an ongoing lawsuit about Morant and Pack. In deposition transcripts filed in court, Pack appeared to recently offer no legal justification for punching Holloway. He acknowledged that he could have, quote, avoided the conflict, close quote, with Holloway over an aggressively checked ball. So once again, tempers, out of control tempers, always seem to get our boys in trouble, or men in trouble, I should say. Police said during the pickup game after Holloway hit Morant with the basketball, he got into, quote, fight mode, close quote, with his fist up, which is when Morant and then Pack punched him to the ground. However, Holloway never, quote, got a chance, close quote, to throw his own punch in the scuffle. Pac said. When asked if there was a reason he instead punched Holloway, Pac replied, quote, "No, there's really no reason," close quote. The impending arrest of Morant's closest friend, who he has said is like a brother to him, who has lived in his Tennessee mansion, escalates a chaotic period for the point guard whose career has been derailed by a series of off-court incidents. In June, Morant was suspended for 25 games in the upcoming season after flashing an apparent gun as Pac broadcast him on Instagram. Dumb. The second time in a matter of months that Morant had filmed himself on social media with a gun. Let that sink in for a moment. That was not the only time Pac, who grew up in Morant in South Carolina, has been central to controversy surrounding the superstar. Last year, he was banned from the Grizzlies' home arena for a year after he stepped onto the court to shout at the Indiana Pacers player. Following that game, members of the Pacers traveling party reported fears that someone in Morant's SUV had pointed a gun with a laser attached to it in the parking lot, which the NBA could not corroborate. Morant and Pac's lawyers have attempted to have Holloway's lawsuit dismissed by arguing that Morant had immunity under Tennessee's civil version of the, quote, stand your ground, close quote, laws. Let me tell you something right now. Listen up, black people, and hear me clearly. You can use stand your ground law all you want. It's not going to work. You know who it works for, and you know why. Tell your lawyers that you're spending umpteen hundreds of $1,000s for to get his act together and come up with a better defense. Think for yourself. Now, let me read this again. Morant and Pac's lawyers have attempted to have Holloway's lawsuit dismissed by arguing that Morant had immunity, under Tennessee's civil version of the, quote, stand your ground laws, close quote. Morant acted in self-defense, they wrote, after Holloway intentionally struck him in the face with a basketball. A judge in Shelby County Circuit Court heard from attorneys on both sides in the hearing Monday and is expected to rule on Morant's motion Wednesday. Well, I'll keep you posted. We'll see what happens with this story. I'm Todd Tanner for Black News Wrestling.